Hey guys, it's Aubrey from Monthly Plans. So, I figured I would do kind of a mid-year check-in with y'all on all of my planners and journals. A few things have changed. I've added in more than I've taken out. But I figured I would kind of walk through, I don't know, what I'm using, what I kind of sort of use, but not really, and then yeah, go from there. And I may even do a small flip through of my pretty planner as well with y'all. We'll see. If not, that'll probably be a separate video if this one gets too long. Anyway, so from what I recall, and without going back and looking at my past video, I think it was in January that I did it, where I kind of did my planner lineup. These were the books that I started out with right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, granted, these are a mix of both planners and journals. So I'm kind of going to go through them, and I'm going to show you this pile first because this is smaller, and I may even add this one in because these won't take that long. These might take a smidgen longer. So first up is one that I haven't really been using, and that is my little pen and ink catalog. I need to update this. I haven't updated it, and I've gotten a few more samples and a few more inks. Also added to my pen collection. And so I just need to go in and update that. Something that kind of bugs me a little bit about this is that the paper is not crazy fountain pen friendly. And so that kind of bugs me. So I actually started just using, I think most people do it this way anyway, but where I only use this right side to do swatches and stuff, because it just wild how that happens. So anyway, y'all don't really see this one. This is one that's pretty much just for me, and as you can see, I'll use a whole lot of it. But yes, I've got this one, and I do like this size. I think it's cute, it's nice, it's like the size of my hand. But yeah, what I've actually done, and I guess I'll talk about an addition, the additions as I go in, is actually instead of using this to do swatches and stuff, especially when I'm doing videos, I actually have this, and I'm sure you can read that it says Stats Fall 2024 Chapter 6 through, and that is because this Stalogy, and it's a half year, I actually initially bought it because I was doing classes and taking notes and stuff like that, so it has a lot of stats in it. But stats ended, and then I started, I am an athletic trainer, so that means I specialize in care and prevention of musculoskeletal injuries. So I actually used it to study a little bit because I do like to stay up to date on the latest literature. And then eventually this turned into my ink journal, where I actually, oh, and there's a little bit of accounting, but where I actually swatch these out for y'all. And so this is what I've been using for my ink of the month or ink of the week that I started out with this year, and then also to swatch all my samples and different stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how this one has evolved. Of course, I keep this little Coffee Monsters Co. journaling card so that there's something pretty to look at other than this that's well inked up and well loved. So yeah, that's kind of how that's evolved, and the fact that I have this one to do all the swatches with y'all in kind of has taken away from this one a little bit, but I do want to fill this one up because I'm not a quitter. So I am gonna go in and probably swatch some inks on my own time in this one, but you'll continue to see at least the inside of this one. So, because the outside's kind of ugly, but that's all right. It's getting good use. So yeah, that's my ink journal situation. All right, my work planner. So obviously I won't go too in depth with this, but this is my work planner. These are some of the past weeks. You don't see me doing a whole lot of setups, if any, in here, just because it is work-based. But yeah, that's what it looks like. This is actually a week that I set up for next week, and I just have these little stickers that I plug in here, and this is how I keep up with my mood trackers and stuff, because I'm not very good about doing like every and of course this is my happy place right here. So this is me and my husband, and then this is just my husband. Anyway, so workout tracker, this big one I don't really do too much of, but if you see here, I actually do track my workouts. Like I'll go in depth of what I did. So if I did cardio or lifting or something like that, it goes in here, and then I'll just put an X if I actually worked out here. These other ones I've kept up with a little bit more ish up until about May. No, actually up until about April, but I am fairly close to up to date in my pretty planner. Also, this is my Mahjong A2. It always has black ink in it. I love it. It is my favorite. I've got this Mahjong A2. I've also got this lovely, lovely lady that has been through it. And both of these get used every single day, no matter what. This is my work pen. I handwrite all of my notes at work before I plug them into a computer. And so that's why this one looks so beat up. It's held together by Leuco tape, because it is a plastic body and it started cracking, but I was like, no, I don't want to get another one. So yeah, this is a Mahjong A1, I believe. So really good pins, especially if you're rough on pins. This one has a bit better life. It pretty much lives there unless I'm needing a black pen to write with and stuff. And then of course the back of my planner is, I've got a little bit. I need to follow up with some of my inks because I've definitely gotten more, but the blank pages I just use for random stuff, troubleshooting different things. So yeah, that's that. And that is my work planner. So the next one that y'all don't really see a whole lot of is my, I call it my year-to-year journal. So basically this is a 365 Stylogy that I got last year in March. And I cut it down to where it was a traveler's notebook size because I was really kind of liking that size. It's just nice and it fits well and all that jazz, right? As you can see, as I travel or go and do stuff, I will find different stickers, like especially back here. These are all the places that I've gone since I've had this book. So St. Pete, Florida. We went to Denver, Colorado, Red Rocks Park and Amphitheater in Colorado. It's been a blast. And then this up on the front here is just like, I don't know, these stickers made me happy. I was like, you know what, those would look great there. Spilt a little bit of ink on it, and so it's been pretty great. But yeah, this is kind of my yeah, my year-to-year. I'll write, not always consistently. Like there's some days that I'll write a ton and then other days that I don't write anything at all in it. But this is something that I can look back on. And to be fair, my husband as well, that's kind of actually our New Year's ritual, if you will. He gets to read all of my journals because we don't do secrets in our house. But anyway, so it's just something that can look back, and now that I'm in my second year on this, it's been really interesting to see where I was at a year ago, what we were doing, what life was like, stuff like that. So I really like this journal. I haven't quite decided if it is going to be just 2 years in here, or if I'm going to try and squeeze a third year in here, because like I said, some days I write a lot. Other days I don't write anything at all, or not a ton. So we shall see. But yeah, this is my year-to-year journal. I'm still really enjoying it. And so yeah, there's that. I think next time I set up a year-to-year journal, the only thing I'm going to change is it's still going to probably be astrology. But I'm going to keep it in the A5 format so I can fit more years in it. That's the only change I'm thinking. The next one I've kind of talked a little bit about, but not in depth. And if you want me to go in depth more on this one, I absolutely will. But this is kind of my, I guess, farm journal. Not that we live on a farm or anything, but we do have animals, and then we have some land. We have about 2 acres where we live. And so this is what I put anything, like if we're thinking about a project, or anything. And this is actually a picture of our house as we were getting the dog pin up. But anything, like if I get a new tree, I got an olive tree, stuff like that, it will go in here. If we take our girls to the vet, our dog Ethel is allergic to everything, and so it was a lot easier for me to just write down what she wasn't allergic to, and stuff. And this is more of a bullet journal format, and I think, yeah, this is this month, right? And so I'll put any receipts or anything pertinent, like seasonal gardening, and everything. And then I'll write little like reviews. So this was the end of 2024, and I just put a piece of vellum to start 2025, and I wrote out quickly our goals. It has pretty aspects to it, but it is also very much a functional and informational situation. I did like a little dream board of kind of different projects that I want to do. When I got parsley, and I decided I wanted to draw it, and so I wrote out, benefits, what you can do eating it wise, how it tastes, stuff like that. The dreaded fig and pear that failed horribly last year. So that's pretty much what I keep in here. And yeah, I enjoy it because I get to look back, and this is when we were trying to figure out what type of pen we wanted to build for our dog pen. And then also I was really worried about making fencing mistakes, because while I grew up on a farm, it's been like 12 years since, fencing. And so I went through and I did research on it, and I just used it and wrote about it in here. So I guess you could consider it like Common Planner. Obviously I didn't use this at all, but that's what I've done. Contractors, so people we have come out and do stuff for us. We have 2 horses we're trying to get up here, and so this is their page. And then of course I have a page per pup because they deserve it. And so what I'll do is I will just come in here when they've gone to the vet and stuff. If they've had anything done at the vet, I will write that in there. And so as you can tell, Ethel is our problem child. But yeah, that's this one, and I think that is pretty much it for this one. So, and then of course I have my vet info and all of that. And as you can see, I don't use this every day. I update it very sparingly. So, and specifically only if I have farm stuff to do, right? So I still have quite a bit. This is one I suspect will be well over 2 years, because I started this November of 2023, and then once I fill this up, I'm gonna put two, and then just put the month and then the year, and then I'm gonna start a whole other one, because this has just been so great, because I can go back and look and see, wait, did we have a storm? When was that bad storm? When did this get damaged? Or when did we build this? How much did this cost at that point in time? Because, well, frankly, things are going up, so maybe I want to reminisce about cheaper times. I don't know. But anyway, so this is my farm journal, and again, it's just a Stalogy. It was an A5, and then I just took a box cutter actually and cut it down to a traveler's sized booklet. So yeah, the next one that I'm going to briefly show y'all is this one. So originally I was gonna have a legitimate traveler's notebook set up, and to a degree I still do. So like, unfortunately, due to just certain things that were very expensive happening earlier in the year, and stuff like that, me and my husband unfortunately have not been traveling this year like we have in the past. And so I haven't gotten to really use this traveling wise, but I did get this because my goal was, when traveling, I can just put all of my active like journals and planner and everything into this one traveler's notebook. And I still love this thing. I love the cover. I'm definitely going to continue to use it, but for right now, the only thing it houses is my politics journal, which you can see this thin deal, and as you can see, I actually finished this journal in March 2025. It did not take me long. And this is just where, if there's any significant news, if there is anything going on in politics, anything like that, that I read, I'll take notes on it. Or I should say. And this is about the Pope. Stuff like that I will put in my politics journal. And then this is my new one, so it's slightly bigger and definitely hasn't been written in a whole lot. But what I do is I keep a simple key. It is politics, so Republicans, GOP, Democrats, world, US news, stuff like that I'll put in there. And then it's no opinions, that I don't put any of my opinions. This is all just things that I have read through different news articles, right? So that is the goal of this, so that it's more of a factual, like, bring me back down out of the clouds type situation. I had fallen off of that a little bit just because politics was getting, news in general, honestly, right now has gotten pretty heavy. But I have recently started feeling the urge to get back in and write about the things that I'm reading instead of just reading it. And so I'm sure this will get filled up for sure by the end of this year. But I haven't been as consistent in this one. This one, I'm not even going to open for you. This one is my faith diary. So this is where I write all of my prayers, anything that's on my mind, anything that I want to work through mentally. I write it in here and I go for it. It is, let's see, I'm almost done. I've got this much left on it. This is another one I did not start at the beginning of the year. I started it actually the 2nd of December. That's one thing that I actually appreciate. This is my first Midori notebook. And I appreciate that it gives you this sticker and allows you to put start and finish right on the top. So I appreciate that. I'm not convinced that I'm going to do another Midori. I actually have a couple of notebooks that I got on sale at a closeout from Joann's. And so I'm interested to try this out. The only downside is look how thin that is. So I haven't fully decided if I want to do this one as my faith journal or if I'm going to just grab another type of notebook for my faith journal. I haven't decided, but I have a few more pages to go through before that becomes an issue. And so these two are the only ones that are housed in this notebook. Earlier this year when I first did like my initial lineup, I did have an additional notebook in here. It's just this cheapo one. And this, I just got bored, so I like made a weekly spread. But anyway, this one was just kind of like my write whatever the heck I want type notebook. And then I would transfer it into another notebook if I felt like it. This one I also used to do some continuing education notes on it, some YouTube ideas. I read some articles for work. I also looked into some nutrition stuff, more stuff for work. So anatomy, so work again, flight info, stuff like that. So, and then I just kind of stopped. So I went ahead and after I hadn't used this for a couple months, I actually pulled it out. To be fair, I got this, it was 50% off when I got it. I've got another one of these in blue, I believe. The paper, not that great. It does take, so all of this is in fountain pen and stuff. And the paper does take fountain pen, so yeah, that's one. It doesn't hardly bleed through or anything. I just am not a huge fan of the paper. I will find ways to use this, and I may even use it just as a scrap notebook. Once again, the last couple of months I hit a lull, or what is that, a ditch, a slump, I guess, in writing as much as I was. And so I just went ahead and took this out because I also got to where I was not taking this to work every day. That may change when my job changes. I haven't decided because I will have to figure out how to use an hour lunch break at the new job. So I might turn that into, journaling time or something like that. But anyway, so that's this setup. And then, I'm going to save that one for last. This one. So this one is my reading journal. And don't let this fool you. I have actually read books this year. Except for that one. That one's awful. So I actually think I read all of these this year? Question mark. Maybe not all of them. But anyway, so as you can see, that's not pretty, right? Oh, I know I read this one this year. So some of these I have done like actual plan with me's on them. Some of them I haven't. So yeah, is what it is. But I think this was the first one I actually did with y'all. But I've really enjoyed this book this planner quite a bit. I've enjoyed being able to decorate it and then talk about the different books that I've read. This was the last one. I think it went up actually the day I'm recording this, which is Wednesday. I've really enjoyed this. My goal is to fill this up as fast as possible so that I can get a better journal. Because I have found that I do not like lined paper. I like dot grid, or I like the actual grid. And so I would really love to like get into a dotted or lined, or not lined, or grid like journal. But yeah, I've still got a ways to go. I'm only right here. I've got one more book that I need to actually put in here. But yeah, past that, yeah, slow and steady wins the race, I guess, on this. But it's been fun, and I've enjoyed like being able to go back and look at the different spreads I've done and the books that I've read, stuff like that. So yeah. All right, gonna set that one to the side. So new additions. So I've started knitting, so I actually have found a way to use these tiny little, I don't even know if it's an A6 or what, little booklets, and I'm keeping track of my yarn and the projects that I do with the different yarns. And then also I'm taking notes on like sizes of yarn, how to do like a mitered square, how I'm planning to do the border of my husband's blanket. I listen to books while I knit, audiobooks, and so this right here is actually the quote that I chose and am going to use in my reading journal for book 3 of ACOTAR. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'm not quite halfway through this, but it's been nice. This is only after a month, so yeah, it's gonna get a little chunky, and then I've got 2 more of them to fill up and do whatever with. So I'm really enjoying it. I just keep it by, I have a chair that I knit in all the time, and I just keep this by it. That way I can write a note or whatever I need to do knitting wise there. So it's been fun. This one I'm still trying to figure out some. So I have used it mostly as like a little gist thing. So like I'll come in and I do decorate it. But then I mainly use it to plan out YouTube stuff. Like this month was really important to me because my mom actually came for about 5 days, or 4.5, and so I knew that I was not going to be videoing or anything while she was here, and so I used this pretty heavily to figure out, okay, this is what I need to do in order to get basically videos done early and uploaded and stuff like that. I also use it as an expense tracker, YouTube to do stuff like that. I have not started to plan out July. I'll probably do that on my own time sometime this week. But yeah, that's what I've been using this planner for. What else? I am also using it to track my PTO and then also holidays, which has been helpful. I haven't figured out what to do with these. I don't know. And I haven't caught up with these yet. But the thought was I was going to keep up with my YouTube stuff. I don't know that it's that important to me to do that. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, so that's this one. And I got this one for $6 at my spirit store called Shopology. It was just a random thing in the bin, and so I grabbed it. All right. So last but not least, my Sterling A5 V compact. It's a full year, but it's the compact. So compact means that it was the skinny one, but she ain't skinny. She's thick, which is also part of the reason why she is no longer housed full time in the A5 Traveler's notebook setup. So this one, I love it. Mood board has not changed. Still love it. Still want to do all of these. Traveling's not getting done this year, but you know, that's okay. That hasn't changed. This I have not kept up with at all. This I have actually filled out a little bit. So this is just my year in pictures page. So if I have a cute picture of my dogs, or my husband, my niece, anything like that, or my mom, then I will print it out and I will put it here. I've already gone over my goals for the year. So my workout tracker would be all cardio from here all the way over. So I need to go back and fill this, but it's not, I haven't been good about doing resistance training like I should. I know I should. I am old enough that it does matter to my bone health. I'm so lazy, and cardio is so easy. It's so much easier to go for a walk. So anyway, this one flagged a bit. So as you can see, I fell off in March. This I had planned initially to do like my inks that I used, and then my color palette for the year, stuff like that. And then as you can see, I didn't do that on this one. And then I skipped all of these, but I got caught up on my trackers, at least through halfway through this month. And then what I decided recently is that I'm just gonna put my currently inked stuff here, for what's inked and what pen and all that, moving forward, because that's the only thing that really makes sense. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Maybe next year I'll be more put together, but this year just ain't it. Y'all saw my December setup, and then my January setup, and February, which I still love this one, Chef's Kiss. So I definitely, up until March, okay, up until April actually, I used the monthly a lot more, but as you can tell, it just became less and less. This one I've used a little bit more for the month of June, but I do have my goals here that I'll tick off if I actually get them, but yeah. That's the monthlies, and then we've already seen all of the weeklies, but let's just go through them real quick. So, oh, this one was good. So if you are in the Tampa area, and I'll flip that over, the Paper Seahorse is such a cute little stationery shop. You should absolutely go check them out if you're in Tampa ever. This was a cute kit from Brienne Nicole Designs. This was just some stickers from a pen pal. I was starting to do some quotes down at the bottom. This was when I was trying to figure out how I wanted this sidebar in the bottom to go, and so I was playing around with it. This was the week of my 2nd year anniversary, so that was pretty fun. Oh, I love this. I still love these, like, these muted, like, natural colors. Love them. I really, I remember doing this, and I was so proud of myself, because, like, I cut up a sticker specifically to go in this space. I'm like, huh, that actually looks great. Anyway, I do like this spread. This spread I didn't really truly like a whole lot. Yeah, I just didn't like it, but it was a good week. The goal of this week for me was self-care, and so and gratitude. So I tried to keep up with things that I was grateful for throughout the day. This one was pretty. This one I love it. 10 out of 10. I will absolutely be doing this again. This one, the goal of this week was to do predominantly black and white. I kind of failed here, but you barely notice it. And then of course there's a little bit of gold, but this was so much fun because I had to be creative. Like this banner and then these little black blocks here, this YouTube sign, all of them are actually black cardstock, and then I had white Tombos that I used to write stuff in, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. This was, I still like it quite a bit. This one was cute too, just because, you know, coffee. I'm definitely ready for fall colors. This one was just a cute little rainbow theme. And this one was Easter. Oh, I like this one too. This was bumblebees. I waited like forever to use that bumblebee thing. This one was low key, but yeah, I think this was the week I started knitting. That's crazy. I didn't know it had been that long, but yeah, this was the week I started knitting, and I am like, as you can tell, that is what my nights consist of, journaling and knitting. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, knitting's great. If you need something to do with your hands, but you don't like fidget spinners, then knitting or crochet is definitely something you should look into, because like, I mean, it keeps my hands busy and I enjoy it so much. Yeah. Oh, this one, I love this setup so much. But also I found this store right here. So if you are in OKC or Edmond, Oklahoma area, look up Trove Arts and Crafts. If you are a thrifter and a crafter of any kind, so that means sewing, journaling, scrapbooking, knitting, crochet, anything like that, go check out Trove's Arts and Crafts. It is a thrift craft store, and it's like in the Edmond, OKC area. 10 out of 10, absolutely do it. It is fantastic. This one, oh, okay, this one's so cute. I got to use unicorns, and it was just, a win is a win. I got to use unicorns and it was rainbow, absolutely. And so I really liked how this one turned out, just because it was like quite a bit of color, and I like this one too. This one I'm not like a crazy huge fan of, truthfully. It just is kind of like bleh. But this was also the week that my mom came in, and so I wasn't spending a ton of time like doing planning and journaling, because I was enjoying my mom. This week I did keep up here, but then like I just completely fell off with what to do down here, and so I didn't do anything, and so it looks a little naked, but that's okay. This one was last week, and I actually enjoy it quite a bit, because I just went down here and anything that was on my mind at that moment, I wrote it down. So mitered squares, so sick, oh my cramps, so you know what type of week that was, right? Are we going to war? We are too old to be out at 2 a.m. Like, I mean, it was wonderful. I actually really liked how I did this, so much so I haven't done it this week. This is this week, by the way. But I plan on doing that this week as well. So yeah. And then moving on, these are my journal pages. I have flipped through some of them to before, but honestly, I'm not gonna do that with y'all this time. But yes, it's working out well. As you can see, I just draw a line down the middle, and then it's generally one column per day, because this is the compact planner, and so I don't have that many days left, and so I have to do that. This is where I keep up with all of my inks. Oh, rosewood is just wonderful. And then pins, my wish list for pins is here, and I even wrote down some of their prices, although sadly some of them have gone up in price. So like this one is no longer $159.95. It's $200. So but that is my wish list on pins. These are my inks that I have in a bottle. Overall, this is my first Sterling Ink Common Planner, and I have not been disappointed in the slightest. I will say next year, because I am already thinking about my planner for next year. I'm pretty confident I'll stick with the Sterling Ink. There's a couple that I'm keeping my eyes on, but it's going to depend on price point, and then how confident I am that I actually want that planner, because whatever I buy, I'm gonna make work. I know some people thrive on the newness and having multiple planners and buying them all to decide which one they want, or they even buy them all so that they can jump around throughout the year. But I am definitely like I want it in one place type person. And so what I will most likely do for next year is I'll still get this full year common planner, but I'm gonna get not the compact. I'm gonna get the full size where it's the whole year in one book, which I know is gonna mean that it's gonna be, I mean, she's gonna be thick next year, but that's what I think I'm going to do, because like I got to thinking this year how I split different things up, and there are some things that I am gonna still split, but I would prefer to have my journal space, my my book review space, my keeping up with news and politics space, all in one book. And I think I can achieve that in that full size one of these. Yeah, I think that would serve me better instead of having all of these different ones. Things that I'm not going to consolidate in here would be things like my faith diary. That's going to be completely separate forever and always. My farm journal, of course, and then my year-to-year journal are not going to be in the same book. But the other items, I feel like I could consolidate. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think, you know, I would love to be able to just do full-blown swatches for my inks for that year. Like, what was my currently inked for this month and stuff like that. And so the reason I originally got this compact one was because I didn't think that I would be able to fill it up. But the more that I think about it, the more I think about how I would like to move other journals into this planner, the more I think I'll actually be able to utilize all of that space, or the majority of it. And whatever I don't use, I mean, I'll just do like I've done in the past, and all of my extra pages, I just cut them out and use them as scrap paper. So yeah, anyway, these are all of my thoughts and all of my planners and journals. I hope you enjoyed this chat. If you did, think about giving me a big thumbs up, maybe even subscribing. But if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.